What up, PB Cashewville? It's your boy PB, and right next to me is your boy Cashew. Lots of things in sports this week that we'd like to discuss. And so we're going to be talking about the NFL, the NHL, the NBA, maybe Major League Baseball, and we'll have a special guest. And you're going to have to just watch just to see who it is. Today on the PB and Cashew Show. Hit it!
What's up, PB and Cashewville? It's your boy Cashew, and right beside me is your boy.
It's your boy PB.
And how are you doing, PB?
I'm good. I hope all of you like the new light setup because we've been realizing that our usual videos are super gray, so we're playing around with light stuff. I listened and watched some tutorials on how to make it look better, so hopefully we'll be able to do that. And also, I think one of the reasons why your mic is not as taking in is because it's a microphone array. So I've just put my mic closer here so that it'll probably help the overall sound.
Oh, okay.
So
I see what you mean.
That's what I'm thinking.
Now you can see I look like a Simpson character. Like, my face is just yellow.
I know it's the light that we've got. We're gonna invest in better lights later on.
So we just want to let you know we have been deciding on what we're gonna actually talk about instead of doing all these random topics.
Yes.
So we finally decided we're gonna do sports.
We're a predominantly sports thing because we love doing all the other things, but a lot of the other things that we'll probably try to do, we're still going to get a lot of the spirituality things as well in the Bible, but we're going to tie it into probably sports. So like if there's something that happens in sports, we can tie it in with something in the Bible. That's something that we're going to try to do.
But there's going to be some episodes maybe where we talk about maybe Marvel sometimes.
Right. I mean, there's some, because there are a few things that that I've actually watched.
Like I would like to go to the whole one episode talk about DC.
Yeah, DC.
Honestly, because like that would be interesting. But like I said, we're gonna be mostly talking about sports because that's what we mostly talk about. Yeah, and sports, and we watch sports a lot.
And I think one of the folks that I have to give a shout out, and I guess you have to give a shout out too also. And maybe they'll sponsor us because they do that. Is Fubo TV? Oh my word! Like, how many times have like you been bogged down by cable and you're watching all the shows and everything like that? Then you don't watch it, but then all of a sudden you have this wonderful thing called Fubo TV. And let's say, for example, if you're like a Xfinity customer, guess what? You can't watch Knicks games. You can't watch Rangers games. You can't watch Devils games because they didn't renew the contract. You don't have to worry about that with Fubo TV. So plans, I think, start like around $64.99. We're not getting monetized for it, but this is okay because it's pretty good. You can check it out on FuboTV.com. So because of that, I've been watching a lot more sports. And so now, most of the time when we're talking about sports, I actually have something to say.
Hey, okay. We also have a guest.
We do.
It's not like a person.
It's not a person.
It's more of a... Hold on, let me grab it real quick.
It's a personality, but not a person.
It's our boy Goku. I put it closer so you can see him. He's kind of yellow too, but it's our boy Goku.
Kamehameha. Do you know what's so cool about... I guess we can segue this a little bit. Like Akira Toriyama, the guy who did Dragon Ball, he also did the artwork to Chrono Trigger. Okay. Have you ever played Chrono Trigger?
I heard of it. I don't think I ever played it.
You have a Switch. It'll be time soon where I'm sure that they will release it for the Switch. But yeah, he did the artwork for it. He's a legend and he's really good. So yeah, we thought we have once we get like a place where we can put shelves in the back, we'll put this and also our Grogu and any other cool stuff that you guys want to send us. Just make sure that it's like clean.
No worries. I'll get some more. I will probably get some more. Like, I want to get a Naruto one for us.
You know what I would really like? No, actually, I had a ton of these. My cousin Phil has like I tell you these, but Gundam models. I used to have so many of those. That would have been a cool little backdrop.
You know what would be cool for us? Funko Pops.
Sports Funko Pops and starting lineup figures. You ever play starting lineup figures?
I heard of them. Yeah.
Those are pretty cool. Or like they had these really, McFarlane, Scott McFarlane. They made like they did Spawn, right? Figures, but they also did like Tom Brady. They did all these other athletes. That'd be kind of cool thing to have. In fact, I think Brother Teft had a whole wall of all of like the Boston, New England things. Cool. And I think he used some of them to decorate his tree one year. It was kind of cool. So we need one for like New York or something like that.
Yeah, we got off track, but hey, we're just giving you some ideas that we might be doing. Hopefully we can do.
Yeah, because we need to kind of hone things down a little bit to kind of, instead of going all over the place. And then there's a lot in sports nowadays that's very discussable, and so we figured we could do that.
Yeah, because there's not only basketball, baseball. You got soccer. If we get into more volleyball,
more hockey. Yes,
do more hockey.
Yes, more hockey.
You can also do you can even do MMA.
And that's the other thing too. Like now, I don't know if I'll pay the $74 for the MMA, but yeah, it's good stuff. I also I don't watch MMA as much, but I do watch one fighting championship on YouTube, and that's also stuff we can discuss too.
Yeah.
But before we start, we as now sports fans, we want to first start off to just give our condolences to the Tim McCarver family and the Billy Packer family. As you guys know, these legends of broadcasting for both the World Series and for the NCAA, just folks that made a lot of our sports childhoods, and we probably didn't even realize it. And for them actually passing on, it's going to make some of these events not as not they're still going to be special, but there's always going to be something missing. And plus, the other thing that's interesting too is like guys like that help pave the way for sportscasters to make it fun, make it heartfelt, and just making people enjoying the game. So we do give our condolences to the McCarver and Packer family, and we give them our prayers and best wishes. So there was a football game that was played last Sunday, and it is the Super Bowl. I was actually going to try to solo my predictions episode, but it just got too busy. It got too crazy, and I didn't get a chance to do it. So we have the Kansas City Chiefs as having another Super Bowl. So would you consider then, Matthew, that is this the start of a dynasty?
I think so. I believe in I'm a Giants fan, so obviously, I didn't want the Eagles to win. That's me being honest with you, since, Giants and Eagles, they have a rivalry. But you couldn't count on Patrick Mahomes.
You can't count on Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is...
And I'm going to give credit to Jalen Hurts, because Jalen Hurts played a phenomenal game too. He played such a phenomenal game. I'm just like, okay.
The one thing that I can't root for the Eagles either, because being a Jets fan, but also like a New York fan, I can't root for the Eagles just by principle. And if you are Eagles fans, I'm sorry, but you don't like Giants fans or Jets fans either. So
yeah,
so it works out. But the one thing though, there are two occasions though where I do root for the Eagles. And that's when they play the New England Patriots, but that's not going to happen, I think, for a long time. But the one thing why I also wouldn't have minded if the Eagles won is because Jalen Hurts worked so hard. I mean, so hard this season to get to where he is and to just lead it. I was watching the recap video on SportsCenter yesterday where they're highlighting everything, and he was just leading the team. I mean, the guy's super young. I mean, he was just playing for a national championship, and then just not too long ago, and now he was in the Super Bowl. That's amazing on itself.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
This is an NFL question.
An NFL question.
It's about your Jets.
The Jets, yes.
Do you think you guys will get Aaron Rodgers?
That's actually part of the things. This is what the thing looks like. It's the picks, and then everybody's like speculating. It's Aaron Rodgers,
Your 13 pick.
Jimmy G,
Oh yeah.
or
Carr.
Carr. As of I think yesterday, Derek Carr was actually visiting with the Jets.
Yep.
So here's my take on these things. Jimmy G, I wouldn't mind. I think that he's a little bit younger, which we don't mind, but he's also big, and he doesn't. And despite like the injuries here, I think he'd be a great fit for the Jets. Aaron Rodgers, I think, is getting old, but he could also be able to turn it around. My first reaction when we had that was like, it's Brett Favre all over again. But then someone said, yeah, but he hasn't gone to Minnesota yet. So, but I think, me personally, when those three options came out, I really wouldn't mind Derek Carr. But a friend of mine pointed out the situation that he had in Los Angeles, right? No, in Las Vegas, is the same thing that he's got here in the Jets. He's got a lot of the different tools that he can use to win the games, but unfortunately, he's got the same thing here, but he wasn't able to do it in Las Vegas, so some people are wondering, can he do it here in New York? I think that he's a good medium between the two. He's got experience, and I think he's also hungry. That's the other thing. But I wouldn't mind seeing any one of those three to be like the quarterback. And I'm sorry, Zach Wilson, dude, you need a major overhaul. You need to learn how to quarterback again.
Well, they're keeping him.
I know, but I think that's the other good thing too. The requirements, I think, of a Jets quarterback right now is not only to be a really good quarterback, but also to be somebody that's going to mentor these guys, him and Sean White. Like, hey, this is how to quarterback. Because unfortunately, Blake Bortles didn't do it. Gosh, what's his name? Joe Flacco didn't do it. So I was thinking Joe Flacco could do it, but he didn't. So yeah.
All right. Okay. I was wondering your opinion because you're a Jets fan. I'm a Giants fan. We're having a situation where we're trying to get Daniel Jones, and Saquon Barkley, which I think we'll get those guys back.
I think you have to because
and
the fact that Saquon Barkley made being a running back sexy again. That's a word. Can I say that? Oh shoot! I can't. Made it very, very good again. Sheesh.
But all I'm saying is just like I'm excited for the Giants because the ball won. He won Coach of the Year, and having him is gonna help out a lot. We just re-signed Isaiah, I think it's Hodgins, I think that's how you say his name. Hodgins. We re-signed him. I thought that was a pretty good idea. I think we're gonna bring back Saquon Barkley. I think we're just gonna get Daniel Jones, and I think we will get better as the time goes on,
I think what's good too is like if you've experienced a ton of success, try to find other supplemental pieces,
Yeah.
Maybe retool the line. Maybe do stuff on defense, that kind of thing. But man, that core that you guys had this year was something that was exciting to watch and exciting to follow.
I know. A lot of people like, yeah, they're not going to beat Minnesota. They're not. I'm like,
they're going to beat Minnesota. They did.
Beat Minnesota. We did. We lost to the Eagles, but hey, we made it at least far. We made it far.
Yeah.
I'm glad we made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, one of the guys that I work with, he's a Minnesota fan, and he forgot that I knew that he was a Minnesota fan. So when I called him up, he's like, "Hey man, I'm sorry about the Minnesota." He goes, "Wow, you've got a good memory, but thanks for reminding me," because it's like it's nuts.
All right, before we go to any other one, do you think the Super Bowl was scripted?
There were some points where I was like, I had some questions about it. There were some moments where I was like, I wonder why they did that. But honestly, then this is just my opinion on refereeing across all sports now. I don't think it's a factor anymore. You just have to go and just play your heart out. That's it. Because like there's sometimes when I'm watching a game and my team won't get calls. But then there's moments in the game where the other team doesn't get calls. Now, as a fan, I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. That's something that worked in our favor. But you got to keep the game fair, I think. So was there some parts in that? There were definitely some in like some of the playoffs, but with this one, I guess that there could have been moments where you could argue that, but again, it's the biggest game of the year, so you kind of have to let things play unless it's extremely blatant.
Mhm.
Like for example, if there's a part where they're trying to kill, because not for nothing, if you watched a lot of the tackles that Philadelphia were doing, they were gunning for that leg.
Oh yeah,
They were gunning for
you
that
know,
leg.
I gotta give Patrick Mahomes a lot
Patrick
of respect
Mahomes,
and
man.
a lot of like he got hurt and he came back and he's like, I'm not losing. I don't know what they gave that guy. I really don't know what they gave him, but all I just know is that made him feel a lot better. He was still in pain, yeah, but I know he had adrenaline, but whatever they also gave him, that was just like.
But you saw him do that again anyway, which brings me to a question, and this is a big question of debate. Do you think that if Patrick Mahomes gets the same amount of time and seasons with Kansas City, that he'll be better than Tom Brady?
Yeah, I was talking to this with a couple people. I guess it all depends on how his team is. If they could keep this squad that they still have, and add maybe more pieces to help out. But I could see him getting maybe 3 to 4 more championships. I really can't see that. He's still young. He's a good quarterback. He has a good team, and I really can't see him. I can see him getting some. I can see it. I really can.
I just realized something. You know what I should have worn? I should have worn my Rutgers University sweater, because that kid Pacheco can ball. And he went to Rutgers University. So Uncle Alan too. Shout outs to you guys.
All right.
So we've talked NFL, and so now can we talk hockey?
Yeah, we could talk hockey. I'm hearing that the Rangers are doing really, really well.
It's not just the Rangers; it's just everybody in this section of the country is doing really well. Boston is on a historic mark. They've kept this core together, but a lot of people are saying this is a win now. It's all or nothing kind of thing. The Islanders they made some great trades. They got a great guy named Bo Horvath from Vancouver, which I've heard is a terrible situation. Vancouver, not Long Island, not the Islanders, and then the Devils, they just keep on finding ways to win, and the Rangers just keep finding ways to win. And so I think it is awesome to be a Northeast hockey fan. I haven't followed much of Buffalo because they're up north, but this is more New York metro area. But I do have love for Buffalo because apparently, the bank I work for supports the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of I've been listening to a lot of podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of sports podcasts. And Alan Hahn.
Yes,
he has a show. It's the Bar and Alan Hahn show.
Oh, I like that show. Yeah.
And he was just saying so they did this. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this. I thought this was cool. They did. I don't want to get in trouble. I hope they don't find out they sue us. But he did this thing where he did five New York teams that can get you a championship.
Right.
He said number 1 was the Mets. He said number 2 was the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
He said number 3 was the Rangers. He said number 4 was the Jets, and number 5 was the Giants.
Just New York teams, though?
Yeah, New York teams. But he was talking about major New York teams. He wasn't talking about he didn't talk about the WNBA.
He didn't talk about the Devils at all.
But he said
good.
He said those 5 can probably bring New York another championship. And I'm just I can see it, And but just listening to him, and then I listened to another one. It's obviously for New York Knicks. It's called Locked On Knicks. And they talk a lot. It's cool. So I've been listening to a lot of, sports podcasts.
Yeah.
And he talked about the Rangers, and he said that they were playing really well this year.
I think that's a good, when I take a look at the Rangers and I take a look at the Knicks, there's a lot of very great similarities there, even with the actions that they've done. Right now, the Rangers, they got Tarasenko. And the chemistry and dynamic that he has with Artemi Panarin is very similar to the dynamic between Josh Hart and with Jalen Brunson. So there's a lot of cool things, and we usually are like, oh, we hate like the management of like MSG, blah blah blah, but they're doing something good down there, and it's really really good.
All right. On that note,
also I have some comments about the All-Star game. The NHL All-Star game
here we go.
needs to be a little bit more fun. This one was,
you know what? I'll give
was odd, but
I'll say this: you said NFL one or the NHL?
Oh no, the NFL one, the Pro Bowl, I think has been the most exciting that they've had in a really long time.
No. Catching the flag, bro.
No, but
the flag football was so boring.
Was it really? I
was trying to watch.
I heard it was really fun.
No, I was watching trying to watch my Knicks, and they kept it. I was just bored out of my mind, bro.
But oh wow, I thought that like the viewership of it.
No, a lot of people were not happy about it.
But the one I was talking about is the NHL one.
Okay.
I mean, the one thing that was kind of weird is you're having the NHL All-Star game, a winter sport, and the All-Star game is in Florida. But they tried to make it happen, but there's some parts that are just like, eh. And actually with us, we're trying to finish a little bit early tonight, so because it's Saturday, I'm trying to watch the All-Star Gala, which I think is a good lead into the NBA section.
You know what? The NBA All-Star Rising game was pretty
I know,
good,
I missed it. I was
okay. The first game, I thought, so the first game was Pau Gasol versus, I'm trying to remember.
Hakeem Noah?
No, Hakeem Noah and him were the last one. It was Pau Gasol, and who was it? I can't think. Let me look up the coaches.
The football player that was in the celebrity challenge was
DK.
DK was amazing.
He got the celebrity.
you know what you remind me of? You've seen the Longest Yard, right? With Adam Sandler. Yeah. He reminded me of Terry Crews in The Longest Yard playing basketball. And we have a lot of love for Terry Crews.
Oh, I love Terry Crews. Yeah. All right, let me find out real quick who it was. I can't remember. Why can't I remember his name?
Yeah, so while Matt's looking for that, one thing that we're
Darren
Williams.
So it was Team Pau. It was Team Pau versus Team Darren.
Okay.
I thought that would have been an even match. Like I thought it was gonna be pretty even. Darren got destroyed.
Yeah.
Then you got Team Joakim Noah and versus Team Jason Terry, and Jason Terry had the G what's it called, the G League Unite.
Oh, okay, so they had like
Unite, I think it was. And I kid you not, that game was very interesting. Like the guy Mac McLaughlin, he was pretty nice, but Quentin Grimes, he killed it.
I mean, yesterday I just kept looking at the highlights of it because I was trying to get us set up, but. Man, that was pretty exciting.
The last game, I was so disappointed with Team Joakim Noah because Quentin Grimes was killing it. He had most of the points for for his team, and it was just Jose Alvarado though. That game winner he shot was incredible. It was.
That's the one.
That was a nice. Like I'll tell you, that was.
Did you know like the story behind that? Right, he goes to Donovan Mitchell. And he goes, "Yo, I'll bet you I'm gonna make this."
And he made it.
It was crazy.
And the score was 20. So the first two rounds. So the first round was to 40, and the second round was to 40. Those were the semifinals. The finals is to 25. So it was 20-22, and he just had a game winner, and he won. And I'm just like, wow! And he got MVP. He deserved it. Now let's talk about the 3-point contest and the slam dunk contest that's here today.
That's
here. So it's kind of funny because Julius Randle is in the 3-point competition, and I would be dying if he wins. Like I really, I want to say I want Randle to win because I really do. But he's just like you got shooters there too.
Yeah, God forbid it's Julius Randle and Jason Tatum in the final, and then Matt and Brandon will like be butting heads for this all week.
But like you got
Tyrese Halliburton,
Tyler
Hero,
Buddy Hield, Kevin Huerter, Damian Lillard, Lauri Markkanen, Julius Randle, and Jason Tatum.
Lauri Markkanen is.
He's good too.
He reminds me of Larry Bird from time to time, to be honest.
It's so tough to choose who I think is going to win because Damian Lillard is a good 3-point shooter. Buddy Hield is another good 3-point shooter. Kevin Huerter has been playing really well in the 3-point. I don't know. It's tough.
You know who I think it's going to be a good matchup, but you know who I think is going to win it?
Who?
My money's gonna be on Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero?
I like Tyler Hero a lot. I think I like his
what if,
grit.
What if Randall does surprise?
What if Randall wins? That'd be so funny.
You saw the betting odds if Randall wins?
That's so crazy. They have
plus 1,200.
There's betting odds on
look. They don't even. They have his number. Like they have him losing. He has a horrible betting odd to win.
That's crazy.
Plus 1,200. And then let's talk about the slam dunk competition. Now this one, a lot of people think that McLaughlin's gonna win, but I don't know. It's a tough one because you heard what Craig Grimes?
You mean McClung?
Is it McClung or McLaughlin?
McClung.
It might be McClung. I may be saying his name wrong.
Yeah,
but here's what I'm gonna say. Quentin Grimes said that Jericho Sims has a couple things that are gonna make you stand up. So I don't know. I don't know.
The thing I don't get is it stinks that none of the big time stars ever want to do it anymore. Before it used to be like Dominique Wilkins, who is a Hall of Famer. It was like I'm gonna be in the All-Star that all every year. Michael Jordan was really there. Kobe was like when he started out. Vince Carter. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a second.
So here's the thing. And this is what I think. You understand. Now it's different for the NBA and players. They want to relax more. They
but it's fun though, and it's
I know it's fun, but they don't want to hurt themselves. That's like they don't want to hurt themselves.
Trying to do like a 360 dunk that you would do in the game anyway.
You never know though. Like anything can happen, but that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not trying to. I'm just saying that's what their excuses are. Because Zion just recently said that he wouldn't mind doing it. Ja just recently said he wouldn't want to do it.
Because I would have wanted to see. Obi Toppin. I would have wanted to see Ja Morant.
Obi Toppin did one.
He did. No, but I want to see him again. Like Obi Toppin, Ja Morant. Because Ja Morant, he puts like a slam dunk clinic every single time I see him. The cool thing is though, Kenyon Martin. He's Martin's nice. Son. He had some pretty they were doing like their best dunks of the year, and he had a pretty cool one.
You know what though, Jericho Sims. He's actually pretty nice at dunking.
Yeah, he is. He really is. He's got the hops, he's got the springs for it. So
I really want to see.
We'll see.
Obviously, gonna be obviously I represent New York Knicks, so I want him to win. So I want to see how he does though. Even if he loses, here's the thing. I'm still happy that 3 of our guys got to represent New York. You know, that's what I'm happy about. Because you know what. Finally, it's like we're New York fans. Let's be honest, I'm a New York fan. We're like, finally, we're getting at least some recognition.
Matt, don't dance around the bush, Matt. You have to say the thing that I know that you want to say about the All-Star, and I know what you said. I know it.
Brunson?
Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you something. So
lay it on us, brother.
People are probably not gonna like what I say when I say this.
Oh, they probably won't.
Tyrese Halliburton should not be an All-Star.
Ooh.
Look, I'm going to say this, and I'm saying this because the reason why he's an All-Star is because of what happened with the whole Wally Serbiak situation, where he said he was a wannabe All-Star. So, you know what, the coaches are like, you know what, let's give it to him. But when we talk about All-Stars, you might say, oh yeah, James Harden should be in there, Trae Young is in there. Jalen Brunson should be in there. He is literally...
let's say that this is Jalen Brunson, and this is the New York Knicks. This is what Jalen Brunson is doing. He is carrying that team.
He's playing really well. You gotta give Randall credit too, though.
Oh no, of course, give Randall credit.
This is what I'm saying.
But Jalen Brunson, man, here's the thing
about Brunson is I think it's between him and De'Aaron Fox are both they're close to the number 1 clutch players in the last 5 minutes of games. He's averaging more. I think he was averaging 30
something points
before he found out he got snubbed. He wasn't in the All-Star. And on top of that, he only did not play 4 games. Halliburton missed 10 to 11 or 12 games. And now you're seeing that with Halliburton back, the Pacers still can't really win games.
Right. And I think that when you say All-Star, see, this is how the NHL does it. I think they pick somebody from each team. This also kind of doesn't make sense to do, but so some guys, multiple guys can get voted in, but you have to take a look at who is the person that's probably being the biggest contributor to this team. Much love for Randall, and he's doing a lot. Sometimes, in my opinion, I think he's doing a little too much.
I think the reason why though Randall deserves it a lot though too is because
he's a leader. He's a captain.
It's not like that, but he also you don't want you guys.
He's also somebody that puts
he also
the team
had
on his
like
back.
he had I think like a month where he had like 27 points per game
And he's
like
shooting
10
threes
points,
like
10,
crazy.
10 rebounds per game or something
Yeah.
like that.
Here's the one thing about Randall, though, that I have to stress. He's got to stop giving up the ball when he's clearly there to dunk the ball or clearly there to do. But I know that's how he is. That's how he is.
That's not how he is. That's more the coach telling him to do it.
Let's get the
But you know what?
Force points.
I'll say this though. But what I like about it though sometimes is sometimes he'll give it to like he's helping his teammate out. So sometimes he'll give it up to a big open Grimes, and sometimes
he'll give it up to Grimes. He'll give it up to Harkenstein.
And sometimes they'll make those shots. You know,
but the thing with him though, I think he's trying to be too much like Hakeem, trying to be this big man to get a lot of assists, or like LeBron.
Well, that's what Thibs wants.
That's what Thibs wants. I know.
To do.
But like when Knicks play physical, they do so much more. I think and they have the capability and the swagger to be physical. But when you're doing I'm just gonna dish it off. No, let's get in there and let's get those dunks and those points.
No, I get that, but don't forget too. Sometimes
threes are crucial. I know that's the game.
You also got to look at it like this too. It's like Randall. If it's only Randall getting the points, he's not helping his team out. And
because
you want to
distribute. You want to distribute.
Grind. You want to get Grimes
if he gets triple doubles all the time, he's got like 10 assists, 10 rebounds, and like 27 points. I'm all for that. But when there's a clear there's nobody else there, or like it's a clear lane and I can finish on this, just finish, man. Get the two. Just get the two. Nice. There'll be other opportunities to get like the three, I'm sure, but get the two.
Right,
and one more thing. Who needs to step it up on the New York Knicks?
I love RJ though. I do love
RJ.
It's what I told Zach. This is what I told Zach. I think it's because since he got the bag, you know how Randall last year, since Randall got the bag, he had too much in his head that he has to at least
he got to perform. I got to do this.
I think that's the same deal with RJ, where he's like he has the bag.
I have the money.
I have to perform. So hopefully during the All-Star game, since he's not in there, he
gets some time to relax,
get his mind straight, and realize, hey, look, I don't need to be the first option or the second option. I could be the third option.
Be you.
Yeah, I could be myself. Yeah. I could let these guys cook, and then I could cook when I let the game come to me, not force the game.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I think RJ has to learn, and I think he will learn. He's still 22. I know a lot of people are, people get upset
his
that
upside, but his upside's really there, but he's got to get time, right?
I think it's just like I said, even though he's 22, it's his fourth year. People are like, is his fourth year? He's 22. Yeah, he's still young. He's still understand. He's still trying to understand the game. So you understand, it takes time. I don't like it when people are like, oh well, why don't we trade Toppin, or why don't we trade quickly? Why don't we trade our young guy? I'm telling you right now, give the young guys time, because those are going to be your future for the Knicks.
That's so true.
If you give them time, I'd rather give those guys time, because maybe they can get you to a conference finals. Maybe they can get you to a finals.
Not only that, but like the fact that you've got them so young, you've got the opportunity there for all of them to mature together. And if they've got this cool core, man, that's an exciting thing. And because
they're gonna lose games, they gotta learn how. They're gonna have to. It's what the Warriors did. They took the while for them to make it to the playoffs. They got there 2014, 2015, but they had to go through adversary. They had to go through guys like Kevin Durant. Guys like I'm trying to think of Kobe. That type of thing. They had to go through guys, and they were young, and they were trying to figure out how to do it.
Their place,
and then once they grow together and they learn how to win games instead of losing games, that's when they start winning championships.
Yeah, because these guys that you just mentioned, that's a solid core.
Yeah,
like Brunson, Quickly. I love Quickly. He's like, yo, y'all need me to score? Bam, he's going to score. So even guys like Hartenstein's going to be good. Oh, let me ask you this. What do we need to do with Fournier?
We're probably gonna trade him in the offseason.
because I don't
So
know. He's one that when I take a look at the team, he's one is like even Jalen Rose being there. He's like, yeah, I get that.
You mean Derrick Rose?
Derrick Rose, yeah, sorry.
How you gonna disrespect my boy?
I'm sorry, no disrespect, Derrick Rose. I love seeing him play. I'll give a little Derrick Rose story later on, but like. Even seeing him there, but sometimes Fournier, man, he seems like he's like out there. He's like, just here, and he's not. I don't think he's producing as well as he should be. So when
I'll give him credit for that Sixers game, that second to last Sixers game we had, because he actually stepped up and he actually did make some big shots, so we won. So I'll give him credit. But I'll say this: so a lot of people want, and this is me honest, a lot of people want think Toppin should get traded because he's being misused.
No,
which I don't want that. No. But I'll be honest, he is being misused. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Yeah, and he's a local. I like it when you see somebody who's like local. I did not know this, but Obi Toppin went to Austin High School, which is the rival of my high school, which is Sleepy Hollow High School. But it's still really cool that you have a local talent to make it to the pros. It's an awesome optic.
All right, so let me ask you this question. You know this is gonna come up. First, let's talk about the Josh Hart trade. What you thought about that trade?
At first, I didn't know who he was. That's the thing. But then I watched him play, and I was like, I have no problems with it because, again, he's just I like what he said when they interviewed him. Whatever this team needs me to do, that's what I'll do. And I love a player like that. He's like, Josh Hart, I'm on your side now, man. I'm really happy for that. And I think sometimes you need players like that. Guys that just say, hey, you know what? Whatever you guys need me to do, I'll do. And then he showed that in that game. And plus, I like the fact that I mentioned this with the Tarasenko trade with the Rangers. The fact that he's playing with guys that he's familiar with, but he's also somebody that's kind of experienced to kind of help the younger guys, Yeah. Kind of like what we were hoping that Derrick Rose would do. But the thing is, Derrick Rose just hurt all the time, couldn't really do what Josh Hart can possibly do.
No. Derrick Rose did do that. The first year we got him back, he did do that. Okay, so him and Quickly were a fun duo. I think this is going to help Quickly a lot. I think Josh Hart's going to take him under his wing and teach him a little bit more about defense, how to get the offensive rebounds. It's going to help both him. I think both him, Quickly, and Obi Toppin are going to be the spark of the bench unit. Isaiah Hartenstein is going to be more of the. He's going to be more of the. I'm going to get the rebound. He's going to do all the dirty work as well. But he's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be like a spark like how Josh Hart will be and Quickly and Toppin will be.
Can we also just say how awesome Quentin Grimes is? Can we say that?
Yeah, I love Quentin. I know Quentin. Okay, I'll say this. I know Quentin Grimes is having a rough stretch right now,
but he's got that thing.
I love all the guys who drafted. I told Zach this, and I told Zach and Brandon this. I think we have young talent like Quickly, obviously Toppin. McBride, I know he's gonna lose. He lost his minutes, but McBride I like a lot. I like Jericho Sims a lot. I like Grimes a lot. So I like the young guys we are getting. And a lot of people goes, oh, we don't produce. We're not getting nobody in the draft. Nah, that's not true. Our guys that we actually are actually pretty good. And I know Toppin's not getting minutes like he should. But last year when Randall was having an off season, Toppin showed you that he can give you 20 points per game. Yes. He can give you 30 points a game. Yeah. He showed you that. But it's just Dibs don't want. And this is where I always gonna say this. Dibs, as our coach, will probably only get us to the second round.
Really?
Only maybe to the second round. We need a coach that can show not only Knicks fans, but show the NBA world, NBA fans that look, they have talent. Let me get those guys.
Let me utilize that
talent.
Yeah, because I think he needs to be able to get the most out of everybody without actually, trying to drain them like crazy. Because every single Knicks fan, every single conversation that I've had, even with just people that I meet at work, people that I happen to talk to, it's always the same story. Those guys are gassed.
Yeah.
Those guys are gassed. And doing an 9-man rotation, that's gonna be very detrimental for everybody because you're working them too hard.
But he could work it out. The only person that's like, okay, last game against the Hawks, everybody else. So obviously Brunson, Randall, and Barrett, they had 30. Then Jericho Sims, I think it was Jericho Sims, Grimes, Grimes, Quickly, Hart, and Isaiah Arkenstein. All those guys had 20. And then Toppin only had 13. So if you could find a way to get Toppin to go up with like Josh Hart in them, then you can say, okay, now he's doing it a lot better. He's doing management better, managing it better.
Right.
Because then at least like, okay, now he needs to, what Dips need, and I think that he's starting to realize it, is he has to let that bench grow.
Yes.
And he has to give them a little bit more minutes so they can grow, because you could give McBride 5 minutes. You could give Top in 5 minutes. They're not gonna learn how to grow like that. You gotta get them at least a good 15 to 20, 24 minutes.
Yeah, you gotta
do it like that.
You gotta work them in, also not just playing all the young guys together. You really gotta mix it in with the veterans to work with.
Like the Randall and the Top, and I don't know why he don't utilize.
Yeah, that's a very potent thing, and it's exciting. You've got energy from both of those guys, but again. Probably it's also because you got guys that are gas. He probably would want to do that, but
no, he doesn't.
He doesn't. Why?
He said he doesn't. He said I don't know why. He just said he never. He said he doesn't. But here's what I'm gonna say. Another thing that's good for the Knicks is we're getting Mitchell Robinson back, and we are. I love 22,
Mitchell Robinson.
We have 22 games. We're like the 9th hardest schedule right now. So hopefully, getting Mitch back will help us out a lot. We can end this. End it with a playoff run, bro.
Okay, looking at gotta wrap things up a little bit. So before we wrap things up, I gotta ask this question. Which team, after all of these trades, is gonna be better between these two? The maybe rebuild Nets or the kind of retooled Lakers? Which of these two will make the playoffs?
Nets.
As
of right now, the Nets are literally in the playoffs.
Right.
Series. So, if we would have stopped everything, they would be in the playoffs. But I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the Lakers did a good job in the trade. But it's both the Lakers and the Nets are they're going to deal with the same thing, and that is they got to work chemistry and work together, find out how to play with each other.
Okay.
But I think the Nets will have it better because they don't have like a superstar. I think Mikal Bridges can be an all-star. I think he'll be pretty well, but you don't have like a real superstar.
Okay.
Like a player.
Okay. I guess I'll just call it like rapid fire questions for Matthew. Question number 2. Which ego is going to mess everything up first in their new team? Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Devin Booker, or Luka?
Kevin Durant isn't. I don't think none.
My other choice was, is it going to be a kumbaya situation for everybody? So I'm guessing kumbaya situation.
I'm going to say this. You're going to think I'm crazy when I say this. The Suns are not making it to the finals.
Wow.
They're
really?
Not making it to the finals.
Okay. With me, I think... Well, you know what? I'm actually not going to say that because I said the same thing last year. So I'm just going to play it as it lies.
Let me explain to you. There's too many stars. Too many stars.
And too many stars makes too many.
And not only that, they lost a defensive anchor in Mikal Bridges, and they also lost Cam Johnson, who's another defensive anchor.
Gotcha. Next question. Whose team is the Nets now?
What do you mean?
Whose team is the Nets now?
Mikal Bridges.
I
don't think it's going to be Spencer. I think it'll be Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges is going to show you, oh, look.
Because it's going to be Ben Simmons' team.
They got to trade him in the offseason,
Oh, goodness. That guy is terrible.
I thought, I got to apologize to Zach, because I did tell him that I thought Ben Simmons was actually going to play a lot better, but he got to go. He doesn't want to play no more.
You need to send him back down under.
You saw how he missed that easy layup against us?
There's so many layups that he's missed. Next question. Right off the top of that, who is the beast of the East right now for you? Boom, go.
Boston.
And who is
I said it, Boston.
Oh, okay. You said Boston, and I actually do agree. Um, Best of the West.
Right now, the Nuggets are playing well.
That's what I said too. Excellent, excellent. Because I think that Jokic
But
is a good.
you're gonna hate what I'm gonna say.
Oh, I hate
I'm saying this with confidence.
confidence.
Warriors are making it to the finals.
I will not. I will not go against that. I would not bet against that because they find ways to win. They find ways to win. Okay. Now to end things off tonight, it is All-Star Weekend. So, and you've been a basketball fan all your life. So, and you've probably watched a ton of All-Star games. So, which would you say is your favorite All-Star moment? Go.
Ooh, that's a
Like
tough
of
one.
all time. So, you got a choice of a lot of different things.
Yeah,
You've
sure.
got Kobe winning the slam dunk competition. You have Larry Bird with his 3-point shooting. Michael Jordan and all of the different.
Okay, I think Nate Robinson winning all three his championships.
Nate-
conferences.
Wow, Nate Robinson.
You know why? Because
I miss Nate.
I think
Robinson.
first of all, I think he was in the Knicks in all those 3 times. Yeah, he was in the Knicks. I think all those 3 times he won. And secondly, who would have thought that Nate Robinson would win? He's small. He's the shortest guy, and he
Spud
won.
Webb. Yeah, Spud Webb did the same thing.
But
here's
if you want me to say, okay, so I got a couple of funny moments. I got a funny moment.
no. I'm talking not just funny moments, but like
okay, so
core moments.
I think one cool moment was when Vince Carter did the dunk and he went like that with his hand. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the honey dip of Vince Carter was.
That was legit awesome.
Oh,
I think when Michael Jordan and what's his name, they were going at it in the dunk
Dominique
contest.
Wilkins.
Was it Dominique Wilkins? They were going at it in the dunk contest. I'm like, okay, that's
And we don't have that anymore. How would you?
And then-
how cool would it be if you
Zach
had?
Levine and Aaron Gordon dunk contest was pretty.
I know. I
cool.
want to have that again, like 2 superstars just going at it. But you know what? Who knows? We may have that tonight, even though they're not like big name superstars. We may still have that tonight. But here is my all time favorite dunk moment. It's Vince Carter, but it's not Vince Carter doing the honey dip. It's Vince Carter doing that 360 dunk. Wow. And then he just goes, it's over. It's over. It's over. Okay. It was so good that my dad taped it so that I could watch it because I was babysitting somebody that night. And this house had no TV for some reason.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, he's like, and then when I got home, he's like, you have to watch this. It's like, why? Because you have to watch, because that whole slam dunk competition with Steve Francis, you had Tracy McGrady. McGrady being the guy who lobs it. And then Vince Carter just doing that dunk. I was just like, wow. And the reaction, and then also like Shaq's reaction was like, that's actually my favorite moment. If I were to give a second one, and I don't know if this was an all-star game or not, but when I was a little kid, I'm watching, American TV on the Armed Forces channel in the Philippines. And then for some reason, I don't know if this was in an all-star game, but it was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar bouncing like a ball underneath his legs. And I don't know if he dunked it or did a cool layup with it, but that's a memory that I have of the all-star game. But that's like my own personal one, but all time, Vince Carter.
I think there was a funny. I can't remember what year it was, but it was when Curry, I think, was trying to go for a rebound, and Giannis dunked on him.
Yeah.
And so the second time, there was another time where Giannis grabbed the rebound, and Curry saw him coming for him, like going to make a dunk. So he just goes like he dunks on, like he goes like what's it called? He lays down, like cover his head so Giannis won't hurt it. Like we dunk over him. And I think Curry said, I'm trying to make sure no one dunks over me, and then Giannis does that.
Yeah. I will say something, though. Even though we don't have, like, the cool, epic slam dunk competitions, I like the fact that it's just a predominantly offensive all-star game where it's just like, everybody dunks. Everybody dunks. Dunk.
Cool.
I love that.
And then at the end, it's when they get more serious,
Yeah, no.
But, okay, before we actually do that, sorry. What is your favorite Curry moment?
Curry moment? The one where he throws his mouthpiece and gets ejected from the game.
Now, you wanna know
No. Any time.
you wanna know what's my favorite? I think my favorite Curry moment was last year because of what he did last year. Last year he broke the record for most three pointers. He won the All-Star MVP.
Yep.
He won the Western Conference Finals MVP, and he won the Finals MVP.
Steph Curry, I mean,
and we also forgot to congratulate LeBron.
Congratulate LeBron James. Let's end with this. Favorite Steph Curry moment, really like his I don't know, clutch. Pick one of his clutch throws. I did a lot of thinking, and at first I would have been like, LeBron James's record, it's fake. Yeah, it's like, Kareem didn't have a 3-point line.
I'm gonna give
Kareem. I'm getting
yeah.
Kareem had to play up against all of these other guys. Kareem had to play at a time where there was not as much traveling. But here's the thing: LeBron still did it, and he did it very well, and at his age. Like, when I think of 40-year-old basketball players, the first person that comes to my mind is Robert Parrish. Robert Parrish was amazing, but at 40 years old, you could see that he was starting to get old.
Michael Jordan was another one who went 40.
But the thing is,
40-year-old, he dominated. He did dominate.
But LeBron.
No, LeBron. He's 30.
He's 38, and he's not done. That's the amazing thing. He's not done. I mean, yeah, I'm still part of the camp. Okay, I'm still part of the camp, and I always will be. That Michael Jordan is better than he is. I will take that to the grave. But you got to give King James his respect.
No,
King James respect.
I give him respect. Yeah, that's hard to do. You had to get 38K.
Yeah, that's and
it took you 20 years.
20 years to do. And yeah, I was like, if Kareem is like, yeah, okay, yes, sure, fine, whatever. But you still got to give that guy credit is due. But and I think that the second half of this season is for both of our sports. For both hockey and for basketball, we'll get into March Madness probably like next episode, but it's going to be crazy. But one thing that I'm also going to be looking into is college hockey, because I usually didn't watch college hockey, but mark my words, Luke Hughes, he's the guy. He's the guy. There's other guys, I'm sure, but for some reason, there's something about Luke Hughes that there's something special about him. So that's it. Wonderful sports episode. Goku's back again. So once again, tell a friend. From all of us here at PB and Cashewville, as we say every single week, we don't know you, but we love you. And there's a God above that does. I'm PB.
And I'm Cashew. And this is Goku.
And that's Goku. Peace out, PB Cashewville.